welcome back to the channel. When I was starting out in this journey of videography, one of the things that I dreamed of doing was to work on a huge project, and a project that had an entire crew that was going to work together, and I was a part of that crew. Now last week we were humbled to work on a campaign for a company that I can't mention right now, but for their marketing strategy when they are promoting their project in this festive season. And this was an humbling moment for me to work on this project. Now in this video I'm going to share with you some of the lessons that I learned while working on the series of these videos, because there were 5 videos and we worked on them in different time frames. The first lesson that I learned while working on this project is you can never do it alone. While working on this project, I was the DOP and also I was supporting the director to direct some parts of the shoot. And I learned that there was a time where I would freeze and I couldn't direct anymore, despite the fact that there was a script and there was a storyboard. But it reached a point when I needed the main director's assistance and guidance on what we are going to do next, or on how we are going to approach the next scene and the next shot. So that taught me that you can't do it alone. There was someone who was handling sound, there was someone who was handling the program of the day, and there was someone who kept on telling us the time that we have used and the time we are remaining with. This is very important because when you're starting out, you sometimes think you can do everything alone, but when you're working on big projects, you need to understand that you are tasked with a few roles that you're going to play, and there is a huge team behind you that is going to support on the other roles while you're executing this task at hand. The next lesson I learned while working on this project, and this is very essential, that is the power of planning. There was a meeting for us to go through the script. There was a meeting for us to brainstorm how the script is going to be. There was also a meeting for us to create a script, and there was also a meeting for us to go through the storyboard and the shortlist. This helped us to plan and also to have everything right so that we can avoid all the mistakes that would have surfaced on the day of the shoot. So you need to always plan, and planning will help you to avoid mistakes and eliminate things that are going to go wrong while on the shoot. Like it or not, while you're shooting, there are mistakes that will surface, but because you have planned every entire bit of the shoot, it will be easy for you to handle this problem at hand. And because you are not alone, there will be other people who will also be in position to support so that everything goes right. So planning is very essential, and my advice to you who is a videographer, it is important that you plan every shoot that you're going to have, and this will save you time while you're working, but also it will help you to execute to your fullest potential. Previously, I made a video while I'm sharing how important a script is, and while on this shoot, I witnessed the power of scripting and the power of a storyboard. These tools helped us to save time because we didn't have to shoot what we thought would be needed in the edit, but we shot exactly what was useful to the editor, and we didn't have to shoot other stuff that will not be needed in the edit, but we had to stick to the script. So if you're a videographer, it is always important that you create a script for the shoot you're going to have, and it is always important you have a short list. Scripts and a short list will save you so much time while you're on these shoots. There are people who will shoot music videos and they will take the whole day, and they will even call the artist and the talent to come back for the other day. And one of the things that I realized on also another shoot where we were working on a music video, I realized that, well, if everything is well planned, a music video can take you 3 hours or even 4 hours to shoot and execute, and you don't have to waste time as someone who is shooting. When people come to set, the set is already organized. So these are some of the lessons that I learned while working on this shoot, that you always need a script and a storyboard, and having these tools will save you time rather than reaching at a time when you have overworked yourself and you can't creatively think about new ideas because you have forgotten the ideas you had planned to use on the shoot. So if you're a videographer, always put it in your workflow that you must have a script and you must have a storyboard, and this will save you time while on the shoot. One thing that I learned while working on this shoot is that creatively, roles will always be divided while you're working on big shoots. So don't worry about what the lighting will be, don't worry about the camera, or don't worry about handling other stuffs, but worry about your role and executing to the fullest. Because roles are going to be divided, you need to perform to your best, and that is the reason as why roles on these sets will be divided. So if you are creative, if you are a filmmaker, and you are having a big shoot where you're having so many people working on different tasks, make sure that you task yourself to perform to the fullest, because at the end of the day, you're going to be held accountable if you don't perform to your best as they expected or as the team expected. So if you're a creative and you're going to work on these big shoots, understand that you need to focus on nailing your role. Another important lesson that I learned is communication. There will be emails that will update you on the meetings that will be happening. There will be someone to call you and let you know when you are going to be shooting. There will be someone who is going to communicate to you on the location where the shoot is going to happen, and even during the shoot, like I said, there is someone who tells you what time the shoot is starting and what time you're remaining with as the shooting is going on. So once you are on the team to work on a bigger project, always communicate, because communication will let the team to know how they can support you, but also it will help the other members on board to handle challenges in case they surface on time, rather than you keeping quiet and later on they find out. That will make you unprofessional. So communication is key when you're working on big projects where you have a big crew, where you have a celebrity talent, where you have influential people on set. Communication is very important, because at the end of the day, that will help you to maneuver all these challenges ahead of you and also to execute to the fullest. Away from the shoots where you're comfortable, these big shoots, it's always great to have targets on what time you're going to arrive on set, what time you're going to start shooting, what time will the shoot be ending, and what time you will be sharing the footage with the team or with the person who is going to be editing. So one of the things that I learned is that when you're working on big shoots, you are timed and you need to have a target ahead of time, and these targets that you set in the first meeting have to be met. So if you are someone who is starting out, it is important that you set targets. If you are shooting and you have these small personal shoots, use them and set targets to yourself, and this will help you to perfect the skills that you are chasing for, and also this will bring you closer to the dream you want to achieve. Making great videos is a skill that takes so much time, and is a skill that will take you ages and ages to perfect. But one of the ways you can become a master when it comes to making good videos is to always learn and practice. There are so many people who take time and watch videos. There are so many people who go on the internet and they read on the different websites on how to become better at their filmmaking and their videography work. But what people undermine is the most important part, and that is practicing. So if you want to become so good at the skill of videography, cinematography, you better take time and practice. Invest time in reading. It is good. Invest time in watching tutorials. That is also good. But invest the most time in practicing, because practicing will make you a master at the art of cinematography and videography. My name is Pius Jagenda. If this video has been useful to you, don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next video. Peace.